7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Mr. Black.
So it's July and I'm live here in the month of July. We go live every day because we can. By the way, welcome to the channel. My name is Danny Black. And also, if you are new here, don't be a stranger. Click that button right there. To everyone else, if you're down there, if you can reach it, click this button right here. Give me a warm and fuzzy feeling all over. Yes, we're going to be talking about the Hero 11 because, you know, every year there's been a new GoPro. So why shouldn't we expect a Hero 11? And we're going to talk about all the exciting things that might be coming out. Obviously, we're going to be speculating, and we're going to be taking your chat and seeing what you guys have to say. Also have a guest coming on in a second. But there is a giveaway that's happening at the end of the month, giving away a Hero 10. So I'm going to give you a phrase later on in the day. So I will tell you the phrase that you have to leave in the comments after the fact, and that's how you can be part of this giveaway. And if you are watching this after the fact right now, if you could do me a huge favor, if you could just play this all the way through, we'll try to keep it pretty quick, not too long, and pretty fun to listen to. So if you can let it at least play all the way through, that will help out this channel a lot and let YouTube think that this is something that you like. And each Sunday I'm going to pick your names at random, and so far we have a good amount of names going on there so that are in the next round. Members, you just have to comment anything and you get to be part of that. So members have a really big advantage to winning this Hero 10. And also, if they win any other giveaways, I contact them immediately, like we did yesterday with the Ulanzi giveaway. Ulanzi, again, thank you so much for wanting to support this channel. That was phenomenal. And they love the idea of JUL Live. And they did a big giveaway yesterday. And Peter Meadow won. And he was pumped. He was a subscriber. He was also a subscriber to Ulanzi. He was also a member of this channel. So I let him know he's really excited. He said he hasn't won anything in a very long time. So. But we have also more giveaways here. We have Tellison coming on board and HSU giving away some really cool stuff. And it's a 360. And I think even GoPro is going to step in and give away a really cool accessory as well, besides the Hero 10. So lots of giveaways happening here. Again, thank you for being here. I'm in the middle of Washington somewhere. And I'm excited to get to this. So let's jump right in and bring on our guest, Xander Round.
Yo, let me switch you around. Let me put you. That's better. How we doing?
Oh, you want to be first? Is that how it goes?
Well, I'm looking that way. Yeah, we'll do it that way. How's it going?
All right.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Got those people in the stream.
Yeah, dude, everyone's pumped about the Hero 11. So we'll bring on your chat as well. Oh, look at that, it's Jay Boston there.
Yeah, we've got a few people in here. We've got Gizmodo Sports.
That's
Wow.
right. Do me a
Scoot
favor,
dog.
Xander, say hi to everyone for me.
Hi to everybody in the chat. Samuel Burris
I
too.
want to see how good you do.
We got Scoot Dog. No, Scoot Dog. We Retzel off that guy.
Retzel
I
off.
killed that one, didn't I? Victory Porsche. We know that one. Lone Husky. How we doing? My Geyser in there. Millie Justin. Calvin's in the chat from the UK. Hi, Calvin. Luis Lasada. Hi, how we doing? Hola. I come here
It's
for
hard.
food.
It's
I
hard,
come
isn't
here.
it?
Some people are coming here for food. We're here for GoPro today. Colin Fowler, Luis Lazoko, and there's loads. Oh man, there's loads. The drone experiment.
Come on, keep going. Let's see.
James Templeman,
Go
Bobby
faster.
Miguel Comics, Troy Larson, Waddle Aero, Frozone Productions, Travel No Jitters. I think that's it. I think I've covered everybody. For now. Jay Boston.
Yes.
Sorry, Jay. Papa Geek. Metro Master 2000. Let's keep those through.
It's
How are you
11
doing?
time.
How's your trip going anyway? Just quickly before we get into GoPro.
My trip is going great. The hardest part was this weekend. I flew in from Australia, had to play a wedding, and then had to drive early in the morning the next day through the mountains to another wedding, which you guys got to see a little bit of that in front of Mount Rainier. Got to spend the day yesterday with my family that I haven't seen in 3 years.
Oh, awesome.
And then I had to say goodbye today. And now I'm just kind of waffling. I'm waffling. I actually don't really have a place to stay. I mean, like I'll get a place, or find a place, but I'm just,
Sleep
I
in the
kind of like
car.
the adventure. I like the adventure of just not knowing where I'm going to go for the next couple of days. So
That's wicked.
yes. All right. So we want to get your chat, and we'll get your questions or anything like that. And we also have a members only stream that we're going to be going to right after this. Like, and what's cool, I think I have it set up right. So if you are a member, you get to just wait right here, and it will take you there, and we'll have a longer conversation about more GoPro stuff and other stuff and all that good stuff.
Good stuff.
So I thought I had a GoPro with me, but I do. All right. So it's 11 time.
Nearly. We're nearly there.
Nearly there. I get a lot of questions. It's like, should I buy the 10 or should I wait for the 11? What would you? Yeah.
Well, I think we've been answering a few of those questions in your videos as well, pretty much on the live stream as well this week. But I definitely would say wait if you're looking for a GoPro. We've only got a couple of months. It's going to be September, we reckon, for the GoPro 11. So it just makes sense to wait to see what they release before you decide between the two. Because the GoPro 10s, we both love the GoPro 10. It's an amazing camera. You can't go wrong with it if you were to buy that now. But because we're so close to the 11, I think it's probably worth waiting.
Boring. Thanks, Kenan. There's also another button that you can click, which is the X if you don't like it. But also, I need to tell you who you are. Xander Round has a channel called Xander Round, and you can check him out. The link's down in the description. I think you could probably even put your YouTube link in the chat as well. Go over it and support his channel if you can. Help him get out. He doesn't want to be a truck driver anymore, and he would like to be a YouTuber. So
I want to be full time.
he's trying really hard for a long time. So yeah. So we won't be talking about the 360 camera this time. We won't be talking about whatever their bigger camera is, because they are supposed to be releasing a couple of them, but we'll do that for another chat. But we're gonna specifically stick with the Hero 11, which in my opinion, I think the 11 is gonna look like this. I don't think there's any reason for the 11 not to look like the 10. And why should it change? I guess. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you'd probably see a slight. I've heard rumors of them actually extending the screen, so it's like a full screen on the back rather than having the little bit of the edge. Yeah, so maybe a full body screen. I think that might be a little bit of a change, but you're right. I think the body will stay pretty much the same.
Maybe they'll change the color, so it won't be the blue. It'll be maybe a more vibrant color,
like a yellow.
Yeah, like a yellow. That'd be
Maybe.
cool. That's how it looks in your thumbnail, isn't it? So I mean, a lot of people are saying they need to refresh the Hero 5. Like in the thumbnail that I created, I made it look like it was just like a box. Like, and that could be something. I mean, that could be a whole new design, but I just don't see them changing it yet because they don't really need to. But we'll get into like kind of more of like what we wish would happen. But as far as the outside, maybe you're right. Maybe they'll have a bigger screen, but I feel like they have enough probably units that they need to sell off. Yeah, there you go. Same ship, different day. Congratulations on getting engaged, by the way. Says GoPro, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Very true.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's going to be very similar. They might change the color of the logo to like a different shade of blue, maybe, and I don't know. Update a few more different microphones on the outside, perhaps. Yeah, but it's going to be minor changes. I think we can safely guess that, can't we?
Yeah, and yeah, they won't make it bigger. The screen's really good on this, especially like I'm not trying to. I know you're a big fan of the Insta360s, and so am I. But like the One RS, like that screen is all you get, and it's interchangeable from the front to the back. But it's very tough. It's tough with a small screen. The big screen helps out so much. Yeah. So, I can't think of anything else to add to it. I mean, like, but before we get into like the software and specs, like, let's just say, what would you like to see them add? If they were going to come out with something really cool on the Hero 11, what would you like to see? And then I'll tell you mine.
I think as regards to the body, just small changes. Like I'd like a 1/4 inch thread. I know you're not a massive fan of the 1/4 inch thread because for action sports, the action mount is good because it doesn't fall off and it can't untwist. But I think if they're sort of aiming it towards the vloggers and the content creators, I think you do need a 1/4 inch thread on the bottom. So I think for me, if they added that, that'd be cool. I don't know what else really.
That would be cool. Yeah, if they did like that, what Teleson has and HSU has, and it has that little screw thread in between there. Because I mean, yeah, it's nice to have these mounts because they are way more like it's stronger. You know, when they're on a mount, you don't want it to move around. But yeah, I could see that they do that because they don't want it to overheat as well. It's a good way to release the heat.
True.
But as far as the front,
go on, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all right. I'm looking at it, and obviously, man, I miss the HDMI out. It'd be amazing if they had a headphone jack, or like a headphone jack would be awesome, but also like a microphone input, which they're not going to do because they like the media mod, which I mean, I can't say I hate
the media
it.
mod. I don't mind the media mod. I think
it's just
they need to improve
step.
the microphone. They need to improve the microphone on the media mod. Also, they need to add their own mounts on the media mod, because you can't take it out of the media mod without unscrewing it and flicking the mounts back up. So it needs its own mounts. That's a must. Yeah.
So
really awkward.
I hate this too. Having to get this out is really tough. I don't know why. It's just it's harder than you'd think. And even though that looked easy, but like I'm really digging my nails into it. Also having the screw that goes into it, it gets to that point where it's like you can't.
Yeah, it's really tight. You've got to get your fingers in there, especially you know. Lone Husky says your camera is a bit glitchy. It's a little bit glitchy, but Danny's on 5G, but it's not too bad. It's
I'm on 5G that looks like 4G, but
3GS.
or like 3G, 3GS. But what does that even mean? So sorry about that.
Wireless charging. Somebody said here. That's something that I put in my video on my channel about the GoPro 11, but a lot of people are like, no, we don't want wireless charge. Well, they weren't really against wireless charging, but they didn't want internal battery that you couldn't take out. They want replaceable batteries still, and I suppose that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I actually like that. I love that idea of getting home, putting your GoPro on a wireless charging pad, and it's charging up for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I guess anything else in the front, obviously, man. I mean, this doesn't even have to be 11, but it's just like, why are we not getting more like lens mods?
I mean, for me, it's they put the replaceable lens on again last year with the 9 and the 10, and you got that metal mount to add different lenses. Why they haven't brought out different lenses like the Max Lens mod, different versions of that you can do different things with. I just don't know, but I think maybe this year might be the year, but we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Yeah, and listen, I saw in the comments that Frozen said, yeah, it was a poor design. I feel like they thought some of it through. They probably tried other things, and maybe this was the best option that worked as far as putting all the stuff in there. But I mean, I say kudos to them for even giving us the option. That would have sucked if they didn't. But yeah, I agree. 5G is, by the way. And they need to drop the price of the bones. Yeah, the bones is a very niche thing there. So let's hop into the inside of it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the software, the specs? Any specs bumps, do you think?
I think you're definitely going to see 6K, just purely because they're going to match the Insta360 have gone 6K. So I think they'll have to match the 6K to at least equal the Insta360 RS. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
But well, actually, that might make sense now that they have that software that, what is it called now? That stabilizes it, that you can download. Someone in the chat was telling us, but it's stabilizers. So if they come out with 6K that is unstable, just like the 1RS, and then you can stabilize it through your software, that would be pretty cool. So.
Yeah, there's Austin says a third-party extra piece that you can put on the quarter inch thread. Yeah, that's the Alanzi one, isn't it? That you've done a video on. You can get that for the GoPro to add a quarter inch thread on the bottom.
Yeah, Lone Husky saying 4K works just fine. I agree. The only thing about 6K is you get a little bit sharper detail, so that you can zoom in to shots and still keep the 4K quality.
Yeah.
If you're cropped in or whatever. So. That's my thing with 6K for the moment, but also you have to think future proofing. You want this to last, and when people are getting 6K monitors in 2 years or whatever, you're gonna want your videos to look just as good, right?
Yeah, definitely. You've got to future-proof it, but again, this time next year we'll be talking about the GoPro 12 going. They've got to add 8K, and I don't know. We'll have to. I do think they'll do 6K just because Insta360 did 6K. I think they'll do that, and I think they'll do 240 frames per second in 4K, so you'll get that super slow motion in 4K. So that'll be this year. Although I always feel like the slow motion footage, no matter what resolution it is, it doesn't quite look like 1080p to me. If it's at 120 or 240 1080, it doesn't quite look as good as normal footage does. I don't know why, but
oh really?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
If I had to guess, I would say I don't think they're going 6K. I would say they're going to go like 5.7K.
Yeah,
I agree. And 6K, you can't film very long with it without it overheating. We've had people talk about overheating, but also overheating is very user error as well. Like if you're having problems overheating, there's probably you're probably having the wrong settings on that you shouldn't be having, and you're recording for a long time in the sun or something like that.
Yeah.
So I would guess. Oh, John Stern's in the chat. He's probably like, I can't talk about this.
Oh no. Mel Edge Austin says, how about the overheating? What do you reckon? Because obviously you just mentioned the 6K, we talked about that. But Insta360 sort of added that heat dissipation case. I don't know if it works or what sort of thing it does, and it does help. I should really test really, but yeah, that, like you said, they probably won't go all the way to 6K because of that overheating thing, but we'll see. John Stern will let us know anyway.
That's just my guess. I think 5.7, that just to give it a little bit of a bump, and 60 frames per second. And then I think that
not saying anything.
Yeah. He works for GoPro. He's just keeping an eye on us. This is the thing, is in case we get a chance to see it early, this is our only time we can make these kind of videos. Otherwise we can't say anything, right?
Yeah.
So we haven't signed any agreements. So I also think, like, I wish and hope that they do something with the slow motion to make it better, as far as like, I don't think that you need the ability to record for a long time in slow motion. To me, I think that you just have these short bursts. So like if somebody's going to jump in the pool or do a backflip, you go, okay, ready, go, and you hit the button, then they do the backflip, and then you've recorded like for 10 seconds, but which is like, you get really super slow motion. That's like a minute, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could kind of incorporate that with the hindsight, couldn't you? So you could just click go and then say jump and whatever, and it records. You use that hindsight mode, but have better quality 4K slow motion 240. That'd be good.
Yeah, I guess it could, kind of be like that. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. As far as the price, I would suggest the price is going to be exactly, maybe a little bit of a bump, because they know that they're the best and they're not getting too much competition. I mean, Insta360's they're doing some pretty innovative stuff over there. So,
yeah, I think GoPro. I think GoPro concentrate more. I mean, this is just my view, but I think they concentrate more on the hardware. I think Insta360 have flipped it. They're sort of going down the AI software concentrate. They concentrate more on the software side of things, and GoPro more on the hardware side of things. But talking of hardware, 1-inch sensor. That's what a lot of people are talking about in the comments of my GoPro video. Do they go for a 1-inch sensor to improve that low light performance?
That would be very interesting to see. Now, I mean, the argument for GoPro, and I get it. First of all, I got to say, I believe the CEO said something about focusing on software for this year or next year, and really, getting that out. But I think that, the low light, the problem is the action camera. It's meant to be like more outside during the day, doing something actiony. So if they do release another camera that's more meant for,
pros,
or cinematic use or something like that, that's where you'd have the bigger sensor. So I don't see that happening, the 1-inch sensor on this one. I really don't. Nope. Unless they have a mod, like a lens mod. But even that, it's not a 1-inch sensor. Just adding a mod to whatever's already on there.
Maybe they'll go the modular route like Insta360, but And I think, like Rocky Walker says, I really do hope they go all out on the 11. The number 11 is a great number. You get the number 1 twice. But a lot of people are hoping for them to go all out on the 11. But I don't think. I think they'll just keep on tweaking it. They'll hone in it. They'll make the 11 just a little bit better.
That comment, yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with that. People think that that's going to make a big difference. I really don't think it does. Although I did get that 1-inch for the 1RS, and I'm giving one of these away later on. And I did some footage with this. I haven't played it back yet, but I'm excited to see how it does in low light and stuff. So maybe my mind will change from what Truth Seeker just said. Maybe.
You know, when it says Leica on that lens as well, John Stern mentioned that it's not a Leica lens. Well, I did a bit of research, and the lens itself, I don't think it is actually Leica. I think they just use some of the technology for the coating on the glass from Leica. So that's why they're allowed to add the Leica lens on there. So, yeah, I don't know. There's that.
Never used a 360, but Insta 360 is GoPro gets so freaking hot all the time. I've never really had a problem with GoPros overheating. Like, in the same vein, like, there's times, when my phone, if I'm doing something with my phone, recording something outside or whatever, then it overheats. Like, that's the only, like, the same kind of deal. So,
yeah, okay. Okay. I've never had any problems with overheating either, really. And I use it a lot.
Is it time to buy stock in GoPro? Like, we can't really. I've always wanted to say this, but I don't really know if I believe it. But we can't give you financial advice here on this channel. But I don't know. I honestly, it's been down for so long. I don't see it. Well, you might be right. It might be time, because if they're doing some really cool stuff, and some of the cameras that are coming out are going to blow us away as far as the new stuff, the stuff that we don't even know about. I mean, that stock price is at like 5 or something. I could see that going to 10. So if you want to double your money, you better throw it in there. But I don't know. I don't know if that's going to go any higher. I kind of feel like I wish that they wouldn't have gone public.
Yeah. Do you think, like Gizmo Sports is saying, a new GoPro comes out every year, makes me always want to wait for the next generation? Do you think, like, Insta360 wait a couple of years, or they have done with the previous models? Do you think GoPro should be doing that to try and sort of make these models last a little bit better and make people use them and buy them a little bit more? Maybe the stock would go up if they did that. I don't know.
Nah, I think that they're smart to do this, because really, I mean, they can always add little. They basically have another year to tweak what's already the design of the current model. You know what I mean? So. Where did I put that? I had a GoPro here in my hand, and I don't know. Oh, here it is. So it's like they'll sell 4 generations of this model, so they already have all the design, all that stuff, and then everything inside of it they will tweak and make better. Maybe make a little bit of cosmetic changes. But people are always going to want the newer model, and you know why not? Because they're going to make them better and better and better.
Yep.
Obviously, it's not going to be like GoPro Jesus, and it's going to make miracles. But I mean, honestly, it kind of is, because these things they're pretty amazing. They're pretty amazing.
They're pretty cool for what they are. You imagine it's an action camera, and you can shoot in 5.3K at the moment on the 10. It is a pretty amazing camera.
60 frames per second.
60 frames per second. It is a sick camera.
Yeah.
And I think people have higher expectations about what they are and what they're supposed to be used for. A lot of the time, you just got to use them for what they use, and they're brilliant as action cameras, aren't they?
Yeah. You always have to keep in mind that it's a evolutionary camera jump versus a revolutionary camera jump. So going back from Hero 7 to probably the Hero 10 and Hero 11, that's a little bit of a revolutionary, or maybe the 5 to the 10 is revolutionary, because you got hyper smooth front facing screen, way better, all that other stuff that's on there. And I think that when you go from one to the other, it's revolutionary, but when you're going from each step, it's an evolutionary change. So you can't expect that revolutionary change every year. It's got to be like every 5 to 10 years.
Definitely,
So,
definitely.
what are some of the other comments saying?
We've got GoPro should do an update and focus on the camera because I'm a photographer. When I go to the trip with my GoPro, I often capture close photos. I'm looking for the best result. Yeah, photography might be the way they could improve the camera. They've done that with HDR last year, didn't they? Brought HDR mode out to make them a little bit better. Maybe
Yeah,
a macro mode.
it's got a good picture camera, but I never take pictures with my GoPro because I just use my phone really to take a picture.
Yeah,
because then you have it there and edit. You're ready to go with it. And with the app, it's like I don't really connect to the app all the time when I'm using my GoPro.
I had a comment on my video saying they'd love like 5G capability in the actual GoPro that actually uploaded the photos without you having to connect to an app via the cloud
or live streaming
with 5G.
Amazing.
Because we've got we buy the subscription. We buy the subscription anyway, don't we, for the GoPro when we buy a GoPro? So having that cloud storage that just does it automatically, that'd be sick.
The purpose of 5K when I can't. Yeah, so I understand that sentiment of wondering that the 5K to me is if you're filming in 5K, then you have the ability to crop in a little bit more. If you need to zoom in on a shot or crop something out, that's really why I would say that's good. I mean, obviously, then you have 5K. A lot of people have 5K monitors and stuff like that. I just think that you definitely could just film in 4K. Actually, my normal settings that I use on my GoPro is 4K, 60 frames per second. I keep it there, and I'm always happy with the results. I don't necessarily need to zoom in or crop in. If I'm maybe doing a talking thing, I might do 5K, or if I'm doing anything like really detailed where I need to slow it down, I'll do 5K 60 frames per second. But other than that, I keep it at 4K 60.
Yeah, it's good. Comment from John saying, don't forget you can get great photos from your 5.3K 4x3 video. So you can do that. You can take a snapshot.
That is true. And actually, that's a great question that we should probably maybe do another live stream for, because we are running out of time here. We're trying to keep it a little bit short, and we're going to go to members only after this and have a little bit longer of a discussion. But I have wondered if I should just shoot in 4.3. That way you get the top and bottom. You get more real estate, basically. So like picture what we're looking at right now. Yeah. You get the top and bottom, and then you can even crop in and frame it the way you want to later on.
Yep.
I've wondered if I should do that sometime.
Maybe we've been using the GoPro wrong all these years. Maybe we've been doing it wrong. But yeah, that's a good option.
Yeah. So I would say, if you do buy with a subscription. I haven't tested this out, but like I get what you're saying. It's cheaper for a new person to buy a GoPro than a returning subscriber. My thought is, why don't you just create a new account? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't tried this, but I'm like, couldn't you just create like a different email account that? I have no idea if that works.
Well, you could get your partner or your friend or whatever and give them the money. You could do it that way, couldn't you? But
that's true. I don't know why, except for the incentive of getting new people to become subscribers. That's how I see it.
It's definitely worth it because you get big discounts on all the accessories and stuff.
It's already been a week. Well, hey, in Australia, when I did a replacement, when I was in Australia, I did a replacement, and I shipped it out. It took a week to get there and process, and it took a week to come back. So that seems about normal. Because it's a free thing. I don't think that they're overnighting it. I mean, listen, I don't work for GoPro, so I don't know. But we're just here to chat. So member only. I'm not a member. Do you have to wear a members only jacket? Yes, we're gonna be selling those members only.
And you have to wear a cap as well.
That's right, a cap as well. All right, we are gonna jump over. If all members, if you're watching right now, hang tight. We're gonna try something. Hang tight on here, and we will jump over there to the memberships only. I think it's just gonna start basically right after this. I don't know. We'll try it out.
Fingers crossed.
So, thanks again, Xander. Make sure everybody.
Thanks for having me.
This is just a conversation. We're excited to see what happens. We're not trying to tell you to wait, but I would say if you need a camera right now, get the camera that you need. And otherwise, I'm sure you can wait, but it's going to be exciting. So, John Stern, you keep telling him how it goes in the chat if you want to. And yeah, we'll see all the members here in a second. We'll chat a little bit longer. For $1, become a member on your browser. All right, you got that ready to go, Xander?
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for having me, dude.
See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Master Black. I'll take any questions you might have